Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is International Master Billy Chain, and today I'm gonna do a double game thing. So I'm gonna basically cast two of my friends' games, and he's playing against IMOrlov, who is Georgia Orlov. It's quite a coincidence, but I kid you not, that is his name. And they're playing some kind of a Grunfeld here. Not quite sure about this line, but I hope that my friend knows what he's doing, because I really don't know what he's doing. I think c6 is a move here, but I could be wrong. Let me just have in c6. Oh, dang! I think my internet just crashed on me. It's quite disappointing. Oh, or not. Okay, so I just lost like 20 seconds. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. I'm gonna check my ping for a sec. It's not that bad. Okay, so I should be okay. Alright, so for c6, c5, sure. I mean, I'm not too sure what's happening here. I mean, I'm not a Grunfeld expert. All I know is his queen's kind of misplaced on b4. I'm not too sure exactly what this does. And oftentimes when I'm watching my friend Warren Harper play, I would basically comment on his games and stuff, and it just makes it more entertaining. And we would trash talk his opponents sometimes as well. So I'm gonna try to do that as well this game. When trash talk, I mean, not like give moves and stuff, because giving moves is not quite so fair. But I do it sometimes just because it's a lot of fun, and it activates audience participation, and that's something that we really want to improve on. So for example, it looks like b4 can actually win a piece, but after like black plays out knight takes e4, then just wins a rook or something, so it's not quite so good. I think b4 still wins a piece here. I'm not too sure what's happening here. Maybe bishop takes here is a good move. I think I think bishop takes is fine. Okay, h6, bishop e3, b5. Okay, so this is a kind of a fun little game, I guess. Fun as in it's just fun, I guess. But yeah, I'm pretty much done my exams, so I'm hoping to play some more chess more often this coming week, because it's reading week, so I have no school, and pretty happy about that. Another thing I'm happy about is there's actually a tournament coming up, reading week tournament, and it's gonna be this weekend. So I'm hoping I do well in that tournament. It should be kind of fun, and I haven't played tournaments since I think last November. Well, that's not true. I think I played a tournament last month actually. But yeah, I haven't really played a legit tournament in a while, and a few months. So hopefully I won't be too rusty, because I've been keeping up with playing ICC and going through chess on my phone and stuff. Yes, chess on my phone. That's pretty fun. But okay, so knight d7. This is kind of a really sketchy move here. But knight d7. Okay, so I think after here I would take on f3. Yes, so bishop takes, or bishop takes g7. I think I just take on f3. And probably here I would go either take on d4 or just knight e5. I think that black should be okay here. He's not in too much trouble. And also, one thing I'd like to point out is that they only have 3 minutes on the clock to play a game. Normally I would cast 5-minute games, but 3 minutes is more exciting. There's more flagging going on. People make more mistakes. It's kind of funny watching the games, because most of the games are really poor quality. But it's more entertaining this way, because, well, I'm going to point out some of the major mistakes that they'll make in a few minutes, maybe like half a minute, maybe. But okay, so one thing that black's trying to do is actually just take on d4 and go knight f3. Even though this doesn't really win anything, this allows black to simplify, get this dark square bishop in the game, and black should be okay if that happens. So if I was white, I would probably not cast. I would just gone back to bishop. Like, well, I mean, not too many options here, but yeah, I would just take on d4 here. I would go knight f3 check, actually. Knight f3 check is fine too. Yep, there you go. Knight f3 check. Bishop takes, and bishop takes d4. Yep. So you basically change off that bishop for knight, which is what black wants to do in this type of line. This is the Grunfeld bad way. And pretty much at this point black is fine here, because he can actually take on c3, giving white some weak pawns here, and also he can put his knight on c4, which threatens to take the pawn b2 and make the knight on c3 kind of weak. And yeah, so he plays rook c1 because after knight c4, b3, right? Now he can play knight d2 if he wants, or some other options like knight e5. But knight d2 seems to be a fairly good option, I would say. Knight d2, maybe like rook d1, and yeah, I think that he could have just done that actually. But okay, so he gets a pawn here, and that's fairly good. And oh boy, he just dropped a rook. Okay, so that was cool. So yeah, dropping rooks. No, that's what happens when you don't have much time. And that's the end of the first game. And this is the second game. Awesome. I was gonna type in rematch, but yeah. Okay, so this is the English, and yeah, so apparently you can drop rooks a lot. It does happen more often than you think. You know, this type of time control. There's not enough time. Sometimes you just miss something, and but yeah, no. Good job to Warren Harper for getting that win. It's pretty good. And this is just gonna be typical English with f5 in. So this is kind of like a reverse Grand Prix for Black, and he is gonna be down tempo or so against a normal Grand Prix. And this kind of setup for White is actually very solid. The point of Grand Prix is that actually that Black plays f4 pretty early. And unfortunately, if he's down tempo, he can't really play f4 and sack a pawn because, well, if you're down tempo and you sack a pawn, you're probably not going to get enough compensation. I'm talking about sacking pawn in that the normal Grand Prix attack, if you're white, usually you just play like f4 or f5 is actually, it's f5 if you're white. You just sack a pawn, go for all-out attack. But unfortunately, in this kind of style, it doesn't quite work. After a6, I think, yeah, just take it here, and White's actually doing very, very well here so far, because, well, you basically took out the bishop here, so give yourself the bishop pair. Also, you have pretty much damaged Black's pawn structure, and position is closed, which is something that White actually wants, because now he can have time to mobilize his forces, not be afraid of, some kind of kingside attack. Black's going to eventually try for kingside attack anyway, though, because that's really his only idea here. If he doesn't do kingside attack, he's going to lose the game, because White's piece is just more developed, and not developed, I guess, more well placed than Black, and the bishop here is actually quite strong. It's much stronger than you can possibly imagine, and it's kind of like how I've been watching some like Jeremy Lin games recently, and commentators are like, oh, he's stronger than you think, and yeah, he is stronger than you think, and this is exactly the same kind of concept, I guess. The bishop here is stronger than you think. It seems it's kind of closed now, but after exchanging some more times and getting more pieces out of the board, then bishop pair is just really going to be very strong. Okay, so I'm taking on d5. I think Black's gonna take on d5, and then White can go queen b3, I think. And yeah, so I think queen b3 was gonna be gonna just win a pawn, I think. So he pretty much just played knight f5. So d5 seemed to be not a very good move. You know what? Yeah, White can just play d6. So basically, you got your pawn on d6. White's just up a pawn. This bishop is a monster so far, and it can even get better. So after g5, I think knight h5 is a fairly good move here. Yep, just want to exchange off that knight, and now that this knight's got done his job, he just wants to make sure his queen gets in to disrupt Black's forces. And knight d5 is a good move here, and I think that rook c5 is probably going to be played. The idea of rook c5 just attack us out d5, right? That's pretty much what it's about, and I think that's after rook c5, bishop e6, maybe g4, just weakening this position here. Seems to be okay. White definitely has a large advantage, and actually, well, I mean, yeah, he does have a large advantage, and it's going to take some mistakes for White to really screw this up. And well, I should play g4. It's fantastic. So he's pretty much playing all the moves that I would like him to play, and it's always great when people play what you think they'll play. And awesome, yeah, taking on f5 is a great move, because after taking on c5, then pawn takes e6, rook takes here, pawn takes c5. So this is great compensation for White. Fantastic, actually. I think White's probably like winning here, actually. Okay, so he plays bishop f7, and it's not really going to do much, I think. We can take on a5, we can take on d5. I would just sack the rook away, or just play rook c1, I guess. It doesn't make too much of a difference here, but one thing that white has to be aware of is that he has to move fast, because, well, if you don't move fast here, then it's not going to do much good, because he's just going to get flagged. And flagging is part of the game. So yeah, after knight c4, black has a bit more competition for his 2 pawns, but in a real game this would not be enough. But because it's Blitz, black does have some really annoying compensation, because, well, now he can actually take back on d6, but it's not, you don't have to, but it is a possibility now. Okay, so there you go, he takes on d6 and plays f3 right away, like I thought he would. I think he should have probably taken on d6 first before doing this, because yeah, now black knight comes to e4, and this is gonna be problematic, I would say, because well, I guess now yeah, okay, so f6, and white's a little low on time. Black still has quite a bit of time left in comparison. Oh, bishop h3, that's a neat move there. Queen d5, bishop f5, rook g2 is coming. But yeah, white has to move fast, because he's not going to be able to do much here. e4, e4 was very strong, and he dropped a piece, which happens from time to time. And okay, so basically white's just trying to hang on here and not get flagged. That's pretty much what it's all about. He's gonna put a queen on. Okay, so let's see what happens here. King g3, oh, rook e3. I think that should be it. And yeah, unfortunately that is the end of the game. And that's my first 2 game sets. And they can play 3 games, but I think that'd be too long. So I'm just gonna pause here. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.